I recently uploaded a shorts comparing Samsung S24 Ultra performance with iPhone 15 Pro Max, but that wasn't expected that this shorts will start a war between the Samsung and Apple fan. But don't worry, in this video I'm going to end this war and you will get to a conclusion whether Samsung is better or Apple. So without any wasting time, let's dive into the video. Samsung and Apple both are the biggest market holder right now, and the competition is not new between them. We are not even creating the competition. As you all know, Samsung keeps poking iPhone or Apple's many times, but Apple do it very rarely. Samsung was founded in 1938 by Lee Byung-chul in South Korea as a trading company. Soon they diversified and entered into the electronic market in 1960s. It was in early 1990s when Samsung became popular and recognized all over the world. But Apple was founded in 1976 by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak and Ronald Wayne in California. And it was in early 2000 when it became popular by the launch of first iPhone. But the most interesting part is this, that you will be shocked to know the market value of these two companies right now. Samsung worth just $360 billion. And if you are thinking why I use just before $360 billion, is because Apple is worth $3.3 trillion. So yes, Apple leads the competition. So now let's talk about most expensive product. First, we are going to talk about the smartphone. And as we know, the most expensive smartphone in Apple is iPhone 15 Pro Max, which almost cost 1,90,000 or approx $2,000. And in Samsung, it's Z Fold 6, which almost cost 2 lakh rupees or $2,100. The most expensive tablet in Apple is iPad Pro, which almost cost around 2,50,000 or approx $3,000. And we are not including any accessories. And the most expensive tablet is Samsung Galaxy S9 Ultra 5G, which almost cost 1,35,000 or almost $1,500. The most expensive laptop that you can buy from Apple is MacBook Pro, which is literally most expensive, I'll say, and costs 3,70,000 or approx $4,700. And Samsung Galaxy Book 4 Pro cost 1,80,000 or approx $1,900. Finally, the most expensive watch of these two companies cost around 90,000 rupees or almost $1,000, which is Apple Watch Ultra 2. And for Samsung, it is Galaxy Watch Ultra, which almost cost around 60,000 rupees or approx $750. So by looking at the price, we can definitely say that Apple is much more expensive than Samsung and the performance it carries. Now let's talk about ecosystem. And the Apple ecosystem is the best and we cannot even deny, and even more better than Samsung. So yes, this point goes to Apple. But now this is the most interesting part of this video: technological innovation. In the name of innovation, Samsung introduced fold, flips and AMOLED screen, split screen like features. And Samsung also introduced a sensor in phone. Literally, you can measure your heartbeat by just putting your finger on that sensor. But let's talk about Apple, because Apple literally did fantastic job in innovation. Because the most innovative idea Apple had came with is removing the charger from the box. Apple literally removed headphone. Apple is really working in innovation, as Apple introduced Apple Vision Pro, but many of the users of Apple Vision Pro complained that they cannot put those Vision Pro for long on their head because it's literally heavy. It can cause headache or maybe eye pain. So yes, on the name of innovation, this point goes to Samsung definitely. Design and build. If we are talking about design and build, everybody have their own perspective of appreciating the design. So we will not compete. So it's a draw between Samsung and Apple. Customer loyalty and brand image. I don't know what Apple fans thinks about Samsung or Samsung fans think about Apple. If we consider brand image, I think From my personal side, it's Apple that has more brand image in the market like over Samsung. I'm not saying Samsung don't have any brand image, but iPhone is literally little bit higher than that. So yes, according to me, this point goes to Apple. Now let's talk about the most interesting aspects, which is performance. And this is the most interesting because this is the point which you are waiting for. This is the truth that Samsung literally performs better in some cases. But this is also the truth that Apple also performs better than Samsung in some cases. But if we go to the conclusion, we will definitely give performance point to the Samsung. And this is the last point that we are considering, which is future perspective. Apple is working on flip and folds, and they are literally working on AI at the same time. But Samsung did it before like Apple started thinking of it. Samsung is upgrading their flip and folds as well as working on AI. And as we all know that Samsung is one of the first mover that introduced and integrated AI in smartphone, then definitely this point goes to the Samsung. And this is the result time. But before that, I posted a poll in the community section where audience choose what they want, and this is the result of that poll. I know you are surprised, and as a conclusion, I'll say that Samsung is leading over Apple. And personally, I will choose Samsung over Apple anytime. But believe me or not, this video is made as a content creator, not as a Samsung fan. I hope this video ends the war between the Samsung and Apple fans, and I hope you enjoyed the video.